What's going on YouTube? OCD for EDC here, and what I got for your face balls today are a couple of Civivi knives. Now these are knives that probably anyone watching this channel has seen all over YouTube several times. So this guy right here is the Civivi McKenna. This one happens to be rocking the Damascus blade, which I believe is 9CR. So it is a stainless Damascus, which is really cool. And it's a great little knife. This thing is, I can't remember what the blade length is on this little guy. We'll get into that in a minute. And the other knife that we're going to take a look at today is the Civivi Rustic Gent. This is another knife that has been really popular all over YouTube for good reason. It's a cool little knife. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to just a short little overview of these two knives. But most importantly, we're going to take them apart. We're going to see what's inside, because I haven't seen anyone actually disassemble one of these guys to see what's inside these wonderful knives that everybody's talking about from Civivi. So we'll start out here. We're going to do a couple little size comparisons just to get a good idea of what these guys are looking like. So there they are up against the Benchmade bug out. And here it is with the Spyderco Pair 3 lightweight. So you can see both of these Civivis are little knives. And I think pretty much everyone knows the bug out and the Pair 3 lightweight. I do have the Super Freak sitting here as well, so you can check it out against that. So there you go. I think that's good enough for size comparisons. So what are we looking at here? Let's get a couple measurements here. So blade length on the McKenna, 2.868. You've got a handle length of 3.834. On the Rustic Gent, handle length, sorry for the glare, 3.8 inches, 3.87. And let's get a blade length on this guy, 2.95. There you go, under 3 inches. And because I do have my little scale sitting here, we'll get a weight real quick. There we go. So the Rustic Gent is coming in at right at about 2.6 ounces. And the McKenna is a super lightweight little guy at 1.783. There we go. The McKenna is quite an interesting knife. A lot of front flippers can be a little bit fidgety and a little bit weird to hold on to, especially for me. I've got big hands. I mean, you can see the McKenna compared to the size of my hands. This is a tiny little knife. However, the design of it really just, I was pretty blown away at how well designed this thing is. I kind of stayed away from it for a while just because I didn't think that I would like it because it's just too small for my hands. However, yeah, it has really surprised me. I like it quite a bit. You know, some front flippers can be a little weird to manipulate if the geometry is not just right on the flipper tab and trying to hold on to them and do the front flipper. But when they're done well, front flippers are really cool. So if you've had a bad experience with a front flipper, don't just throw away the idea of front flippers altogether, because some of them are terrible and others are really, really well done, like this McKenna. This McKenna is great, and the blade, the detent on this guy is just fantastic. And the blade, it's not even like it swings out, it just pops out. It's pretty amazing how well the action is tuned on this guy, and for being a budget knife, it's pretty impressive. And you can just hear it just pops, which is really cool. So anyway, if you're looking to try out a front flipper, this one's definitely a good one. The Real Steel G5 Metamorph is also another good one. So definitely that comes recommended for sure. The Rustic Gent. This is an interesting knife. It is like a slip joint. The pull is maybe a little lighter than a standard slip joint, but you can see there that it clearly has a half stop, but it's a backlock. So, interesting knife. Love the materials on this knife. You've got black micarta with carbon fiber bolsters. So, beautiful looking knife. I love the clip point blade. It's really, really fantastic. So that part's great. The fuller across the top for the blade pull, just really, really well done. I really like the Rustic Gent. I don't know how I feel about this part. This thing here, I mean, it's very nicely made. You know, it's got the same style pocket clip as the Civivi knives have, which is great. But I don't know that I've really found a use for this. I don't know. To me, it's too large to just go ahead and stick it in your pocket. Like if you put this in your front pocket and clip this onto your pocket, it's just kind of weird. And then it's hard to get the knife out. It's just strange the way, I don't know. So I'm kind of on the fence with the leather slip. But the knife itself is really spectacular. So let's just get in here and we're gonna take these guys apart really quick. So on the McKenna, you can see it's just a simple 2-screw construction. I'm pretty sure, yes, it's rocking T8. And we don't have any Loctite, which is spectacular. And you can get to the back screw without removing the pocket clip, which is wonderful. And both are T8, so that part's really great. Oh, scratch that idea. I do have to take the pocket clip off, and it looks like those are T6. Yes, they are. I thought I was going to get out of this deal without removing the pocket clip, but nope. So there's obviously another screw under here or something. Oh, nope. I could have gotten away without taking the pocket clip. It's just stuck there on that back barrel spacer. I was thinking there was another screw going through the back spacer, but it's just a pin right up here. So let me get this guy off of here real quick. So that definitely is a tight fit on that rear barrel spacer. So you can see the liner there. This guy is riding on steel ball bearings, it looks like. Yep. And you can see that beautiful Damascus pattern. Really, really cool. And on the other side, we've got some big weight relieving holes, and then you've got a G10 backspacer here. If I didn't say the handles scale materials G10, and you can see that you've got a internal blade stop pin. So yeah, pretty simple, really. And you can see there's your 2 holes for the pocket clip. It is reversible for right or left tip up carry. So yeah, just a real simple design, but works extremely well. There's your blade stop pin. And lockup's great, centering's great, you know, it's in there like swimwear. So let's put this guy back together real quick. So that one was simple. I didn't need to remove the pocket clip, but either way, not a huge deal. Let me get a couple screws in this guy. So, and all the Civivi knives, they do have a captured pivot. It's not a D shape. It's got a little tab that locks into the scale, so the orientation of the C is correct. So that's nice. I like captured pivots. There we go. So very, very simple to take apart, put back together. Not a big deal. Get this pocket clip in here real quick. Somehow I think that the Rustic Gent is going to be slightly different in that regard, but we're going to find out. Okay, so there we can see blade perfectly centered right down Broadway. Action, spectacular. Even for how light and small, there's no blade play whatsoever. Even for how light and small this blade is, you can, I mean, you do have to shake it. It's not going to fall on its own, but it's because this blade just weighs next to nothing. It's just a great little knife. It really is. I can't say enough good things about this little guy. If you really want to try a front flipper, this is the one right here. It's cheap, it's small, really slicey and thin behind the edge. I guess that's something I could do here real quick. Let's get a measurement behind the edge on this guy. So, yeah, about 18 thousandths. Really nicely done. It's an Elijah Isham design. Cool little knife for sure. Okay, the Rustic Gent. Backlocks are a little different. I don't know. That looks like T8. Yep, it is. Okay, so we got all T8 hardware here as well, which is great. So let's go ahead and take a look. So backlocks are generally not terrible, but you know, they do have tension build up because of the spring. And so I'll probably not completely disassemble this. We'll just pull off one side just to see how it's constructed. But once we get in here, so I just loosened up those screws and they wanted to stay in there, which is totally fine. Okay. You can see here the micarta to carbon fiber. There's a, you know, they kind of fit together like a puzzle piece, if you will, which is nice. I don't know. It looks like they're probably glued together. So we're just going to leave that alone. But you can see you've got some milled pockets here. And then the Rustic Gent does have a lanyard space back here at the rear. So right there you can see. Okay. All right, so then this is what you got here. You've got the scale. There's, as you can see, there's no weight relieving on the scale. I'm going to assume that's the same on both sides. Like I said, I'm not going to take the other side apart. We'll just leave it together if we can. And these look like they're T6. Yes, they are. Okay. So far, so good. They do have factory blue Loctite on these screws, but that's no problem at all. So it's just, you know, the factory blue Loctite, when it's, you know, kind of painted on the screw like that right there, it works just well enough to keep the screw from backing out. I really like that stuff that is applied, you know, from the factory. It's nice. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to try to pop this liner off, which might be a little bit of an ordeal. We'll see. Sometimes backlocks can be a little bit of a pain in the butt. All right, started to come up there. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so here's the liner. You can see that it's kind of polished on the inside. Let's set that guy off to the side. Here we go. Here's the construction on the Rustic Gent. So it is riding on bronze washers. And, you know, just standard backlock, you know, this is, you know, just like a a buck 110. Pretty much every backlock uses this sort of squared off block design, with the exception of the triad lock. It's slightly different. It's got the stop pin back there as well, or in between, I guess, the lock bar and the blade. But yeah, this is really standard. So you can see where on the tang of the blade right here, you can see where this flat right here gives you that half stop. And the corners are nicely rounded to make that action nice. So when you push down on the back spring, you know, this rotates around, and then you've got the half stop right here, and then of course it goes all the way closed. Sorry guys, my dogs are freaking out. And then you got your blade stop right there. Interestingly, a lot of times you'll have a steel spring that's held in somehow or another, but they've integrated this one into the back spacer back here at the rear of the knife, which is really great. So I like that. Yeah, really cool. So there you go. That's the inside of the Rustic Gent. I'm not going to take it apart any further from right there. Good Lord, I don't know what's going on with my dogs, but anyway, guys, I'm going to end this right here. My dogs are freaking out, so we got far enough along, and I'll spare you the hassle of listening to them. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you later.